that we get. Well, I mean, only a small group of, but you are here and you're very important, and I love each and every one of you. But is it just me? I mean, you don't hear this echo? Hello, hello, hello. All right, it is Tuesday, September 4th. I want to welcome you to the Rules Committee meeting. I think we have one item today. Madam Clerk, if you could read the item and then we'll begin. We have the stunning June Lagme with us this morning with a big smile on her face, and our great...
The handsome Hari Trivedi.
Oh, and that's what I was going to say, our great city attorney, who June said is handsome. Now, we'll put that on Facebook and we'll get votes back and we'll see if you're handsome or not, okay? I made him blush. Look at him. He's red. Okay, Madam Clerk, let's get this show on the road.
And item number 1 this morning is the designation of persons or organizations to write arguments and rebuttal arguments for and against the measure to be voted upon at the December 3rd, 2012 Community Facilities District Number 9 special election. And that ballot measure is relative to the establishment of a downtown streetcar.
Okay, I am joined by my dear friend and brother, Jose Huizar, so we do have a quorum. He's handsome too, so you can get on Facebook and say yay or nay for him or our city attorney. Okay, who's going to start?
I'll just make a small presentation. Jean Lagme, Office of the City Clerk. In July of this year, the City Council approved a Community Facilities District proposal to set an election on December 3rd of this year for a downtown streetcar, Community Facilities District Number 9. And this is a Mello-Roos election, so in many ways it's sort of like a regular election plus. That is to say, we have to adhere to certain regulations as specified in the State Mello-Roos Act, but it is a election all the same with all the parts and components that you are familiar with. And that brings us to today's step, which is we are at the stage where we need to select who will be the author for the measure and the author against the measure. And we properly noticed and solicited authors, and we received 3 requests to write the argument for and 1 request to write the argument against. And those names are in your packet, and this is the point where you make the selection and we notify those folks, and then they have a certain time limit to actually draft and submit the argument and to draft and submit the rebuttal to be placed on the ballot, which will be mailed to all the registered voters in the boundary.
Okay. We're joined by... Do you have something to say, Holly?
Just quickly, that the two, as June correctly stated, that there are 3 authors that turned in pro arguments. However, when we talked to 2 of them on Friday for the LA streetcar, they are one entity. They're not turning in 2 separate requests.
So does that mean they both sign it, or?
They can both sign it, yeah.
Okay. Mr. City Attorney?
Harith Trivedi from the City Attorney's Office. Council members, as the City Clerk's Office noted, there are 3 or perhaps 2 author applicants for the pro side. In the past, there has been, and there is in the code, a possibility to have a co-authorship, in that both authors that applied could be designated as authors, co-authors for the argument. However, an express agreement between those parties would be required in order to ensure that they have, an agreement as to the wording. If you want, you have the code flexibility to designate 2 separate pro-authors and have them write separate arguments. However, on the other hand, what has often been done is the highest ranking author here would be the bona fide Association of Citizens, who could be designated as the author and highly encourage the author that's designated to include any other applicants in their 10 signers.
Isn't that what Holly said happened, that there's an agreement? Or
Well,
There are 3 arguments. 2 of them are from the streetcar entity organization, and the third one is from a private citizen. So if you collapse the two from the streetcar agency into one, now you have two. You've got the streetcar organization and a private citizen. So what Harit is suggesting is that you designate the streetcar organization as the author, but strongly encourage them to reach out to the third private citizen and include any of their concerns or participation in the drafting of the text.
Okay, so the two are going to try to sell the one on being part of their team,
Yes.
basically.
Right. And just to be clear, it's not that, it's because there isn't an agreement between the parties that we're aware of at this point that they would agree to be co-authors. So whoever you choose to be the author, you can encourage them to bring in the other applicant to be a signer.
Okay, Mr. Weezer, do you have anything to say on this? I'm assuming this is in or around your turf?
Yes, sir. Thank you. So let's just be clear then. So you have 3 right now, 2 are with the same entity, and how many are allowed overall?
You can designate an author or co-authors, and then that author can have a total of 10 signers to the argument.
Okay. Do we have to do anything today to finalize it, or can we finalize this when it gets to council?
You have to select now, and this item is final. After your decision, it does not go to council.
Okay.
You mean, Mr.
What
Weezer?
do I need to do?
We are empowered, whatever we do in this committee is done, the council can't overturn us?
The designation and the committee approves, and that's the final action.
Okay, Mr. Weezer, this is one of those rare moments for us.
So we could designate, is it our decision, or is it the decision of the people who submitted?
It's Mr. Wesson's decision to be approved by the two of you.
Okay. But not the people who actually submitted, the 3 people who submitted, it's not up to them, we decide.
Correct.
Okay. So we'll make, Mr. Wesson, if we could make the Streetcar Inc. the main, as the author, and they can include up to 9 additional names along with them. Is that okay?
Correct.
Well, you know I have difficulty in refusing you, Mr. Weezer. I do not know why that is. So I will go with your suggestion on this item, so without objection.
We're not quite done. Do you consent that the con author, there was only one person that turned in a request, be designated the con author in this matter?
Yes.
Okay.
We are joined by Mr. Tom Laban, so let's quickly approve this and adjourn.
But
Did you
he's
get that, Mr. Laban?
summarizing.
No, don't say that. You don't want people to know that you were here at 8:30 and it took you 20-plus minutes to get to committee. That I don't think you want to admit to that. My strong right hand,
I don't believe-
Assistant President Pro Tem, he really wasn't here since 8:30. He just got here.
I don't think you commented on how handsome he was, though, and I think that probably should be stated.
Yeah, we were discussing handsomeness today, and he's got that John Wayne flair about him. So with that said, on this item, we will approve the 2 that are for, and suggest that they have discussions with the third person to get input where it relates to the ballot designation or whatever the heck we're calling it. And then for the one person who is opposed, or as June says, the con, we will we will support that as well. Is that basically the action?
Yeah.
Okay, so
One author for each, yes.
okay, so without objection, that will be deemed approved. Madam Clerk, any other business?
There are no other items before the committee this morning.
No public speakers, no general public comment? Thank you. This
Thank you so
committee
much.
is adjourned.
Thank you all for your...